Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I want to talk about the best 10 Alliance for Defenders in Marvel Contest for Champions in 2021. Now before we start, I want to mention a few things. First of all, I am mostly going to be talking about stubborn defenders, so hashtag defensive characters, and second of all, running a particular like defensive global. For example, if you're running stubborn, it doesn't mean that all 50 of your defenders should be hashtag stubborn. For example, it's not like advisable to place a character like Captain America Infinity War just for diversity. Like, it's better to place someone who is actually a good defender but not stubborn. Example, Magic, and she is more likely to pick up a kill instead of this guy, even though he is stubborn. So yeah, now another thing, I want to make a lot of rambling in this video, but another thing that I want to mention is that even though it is technically a top 10 list, a lot of these defenders are really good on a particular node and not like generally. You can't place them on a random node and expect them to get kills. But enough, let's start the video. At number 10 we have Sasquatch. Now he has a lot of health, which is one thing. He is still a relatively new character. He doesn't have extremely hard animations, like he's not too hard to evade his animations and stuff, but he has this wrath phase where he becomes stun immune and he's unstoppable sometimes, and overall like there are counters. Another thing that I didn't mention already is that all 10 of these characters, there is no node where you can place them, or any character on any node. There is just no combination where you can guarantee a kill. They are extremely skilled players. We have amazing counters to almost all the defenders, so it is all about like making it more likely for the character to get a kill. But Sasquatch is also a very common Alliance 4 boss, and when I see him in my path, I usually bring a human torch for him, but of course other characters can also work. And then at number 9 we have Void. So Void has been a great defender for a long time. He doesn't need to be weakened at all for defense. For offense, of course, he does need it, but he is again very annoying. He is a stubborn defender. You need like 10 hits, 20 hits to purify his debuffs, and there are some no's. Like, I really find it difficult to fight him on readable determination and ebb and flow intercept, which is in section 2 path 5, and he could be pretty annoying there. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Like, everyone I guess at this point knows that Void is an annoying defender. Like, his special one, it takes a lot of time. He can put debuffs on you and do some damage, and if you are running suicide masteries, he will make you change that. So yeah. And then at number 8 we have Mole Man. Where is he? So Mole Man, he's really good on Footloose, and it's pretty common placement, and he is a character that I do not like fighting at all. Another character that is not on this list because he's not stubborn, I think, is Hitmonkey, and these I always confuse these two. They're both really good on defense, and he can shrug off your parries, I think. And when he becomes frenzy, if you become frenzy at the wrong time, that could also mess you up. And he's also getting a buff in February, so maybe he'll be even worse on defense after that. But I do think he is not quakeable for some reason. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one in the comment section. Personally, I have not fought too many Mole Mans, but I have seen a lot of my alliance mates die to him on the Footloose node mostly. But yeah, that is the reason he is at number 8. Now number 7 is a character that is pretty annoying, but at the same time, if you have the right counter, he's not too bad. And we're talking about Ebony Maw. I've seen him a lot on Ebb and Flow Knockdown, which is again I run path 5 in most wars, but the reason for that is because sometimes he won't get stunned when you parry, and if you can reparry, he's not too bad. And then he also has Falter. If you have a human torch and you have like whenever you're fighting Human Torch and Ebony Maw, you don't even have to worry about the Falter, because you will be blocking, you will have a high temperature, and you can bypass the Falter and the invisibility, so you should be fine there. You can also use like Nick Fury and if you get enough tactical charges, you can bypass invisibility, default thing, and you should be fine. Like he won't miss your attack, and yeah. Other than that, like, be it his SP1, his SP2 could be annoying, and he's not too annoying, but at the same time, if especially in lower tier Alliance War, he could definitely get some kills. And now moving on to number 6 is a very difficult defender. Just anywhere, place him anywhere on the map, and he would make people question the attackers that they are choosing. So Killmonger, if he's a high signature level with reverberation, he could be good on the boss node, he could be good on the leftmost mini boss. He is great on a lot of nodes. His he has a lot of health. His special attacks are annoying in the sense that his SP2 will give him indestructible. You already have the indestructible from the stubborn thing, and after SP1, if you hit in his block, he will become unblockable. So there are a lot of things that make him annoying. Cosmic Ghost Rider is a pretty good counter. Characters like Medusa are really good. Like anyone who has an armor break, and you take away most stuff that makes him annoying. So but still, he is someone who scares me a lot, even though he has been in the game for a very long time. Like he was released early in 2018, so it's almost been 3 years now. But moving on to number 5, the top 5, we have Korg. And Korg, when we got this new map and we got the Mixmaster node, this guy has roadblocked alliances. Like even now in lower tier Alliance 4, and one time, if you don't plan, if you don't have a person who has taken this fight a few times, then he could be annoying. Omega Red is a great counter. Doctor Doom is actually an amazing counter. Even Clairvoyant can deal with him because they don't take Thorns, his Thorns type damage when you are hitting him. But his SP1 is still annoying and could, like, I don't know that many people who can confidently evade it every single time. And yeah, he's just generally speaking a very annoying defender to deal with. Namor is also a pretty good counter, although I don't see that many people bringing Namor in high tier Alliance War these days. But moving on to number 4, I clicked back a little too much. But moving on to number 4, we have Nick Fury, who is amazing on this is a fight where he's really good, but at the same time it's such a common placement. It used to be such a common placement that people are really used to it. But the second fight on path 5 in section 1, Heaven Flow knockdown, and it also has the combination of heavy hitter, I think, so you can't interrupt his heavy attack, and in his second phase it's just really hard to get. But as long as you can get an opening, I used Archangel, and some people also used the Magneto trick with the magic synergy with the heal block. But Nick Fury, put him on any node and he could be annoying with his second phase and being stun immune in the second phase, his tactical charges, the fact that he can become unblockable, and he's also stubborn on top of all that. So there are definitely a lot of situations when Nick Fury could be a very annoying defender. Now moving on to the top 3, at number 3 we have the most common Alliance War boss, and we are talking about Thing. Now people are really getting good at fighting Thing. Again, he is also a pretty old character at this point, but like managing his charges, if you mess up, then chances are that he will get you. So I was actually just watching Tater's Alliance War video, and he was using Immortal Abomination against Thing, and that's the thing, like you can technically use any character against him who has decent damage, and as long as you won't time out, it's fine. But if you mess up the rock stacks once, then it's really hard to recover from that. And he is amazing on the boss node. Void is the best counter to him. I've seen Tigra solo it as well, which is really amazing, but you need a lot of skill for that. And managing his rock stacks and his protection makes him a very annoying defender. He's also really good for the encroaching stun node, and he is amazing for most nodes as a matter of fact. So yeah, that is the reason he is at number 3. Now moving on to number 2 is a character who is very annoying in lower tiers, but in higher tiers I guess most people are used to evading his specials at this point, and if you have like a Human Torch or Void, then he isn't too bad. But Dr. Doom was a really common boss, and I still think a lot of alliances are placing Doom bosses and not placing anyone in the hazard shift mini boss, because if you do, then they'll just leave the hazard shift node and then goes Dr. Doom. But if you just leave that open, then that's not an option. And as a matter of fact, like I think he has been getting more kills than Thing, and that is the reason they created Immortal Abomination, because he has regular petrifies, which makes him an amazing counter to Dr. Doom. But Dr. Doom, amazing alliance for boss, great on most nodes, annoying special attacks, unblockable SP1 unless you have a petrify on him, and then on top of that, like he doesn't take much damage, most likely you are not going to get a crit, and when he has his aura on, he will resist your heavy attack, your special attacks, last part. So overall, just very annoying defender, but he's not too bad once you get used to him and you have the right counter. And then moving on to number 1 is a character that I do not want to see on my path at all, or even in Alliance Quest. Apocalypse, I don't know how to fight him, and his special attacks are annoying, he's annoying, and anytime, like he has roadblocked a lot of people in my alliance at least, and he is a pretty difficult defender to deal with unless you have the right counter. I haven't seen a lot of Apocalypse bosses, but we are tier 2, so maybe not a lot of people have him ranked up, although with the new featured crystals, I'm sure a lot of more people are getting him. So that is my top 10 list. Now a few shoutouts here. Immortal Abomination are alright defenders, I guess. Dragon Man is actually a pretty decent defender. You could replace him with Sasquatch, I guess. Man Thing could be good on defense. Nightcrawler is the OG defender. If you are in a low tier alliance war, then place him, he will get kills. And then Nova could be really good on path 5, but people are just used to that fight. They'll bring a Dr. Doom, they won't bother intercepting, and it's not even a hard fight. And then Hyperion, where is he? Hyperion and Vision Arcus are also slightly annoying defenders, so I will place them. And also like Thor Ragnarok, some people have him ranked up. He could be good on Ebb and Flow Intercept as well. So these are characters that I would place. And then if we just remove all the tags, then let me show you some characters who are not stubborn, but I would still place them. So let's see. In the first row, wait a second. So in the first row, I don't see anyone who I have not mentioned yet. In the second row, Clairvoyant with Flow is alright on defense, but nothing too extra special there. And Darkhawk could be annoying, but at the same time with Magneto and Medusa, I don't think people are having problem with him. Domino, always a good defender. Put her on Footloose, that's amazing node for her. Guillotine 2099 is pretty annoying, especially with Flow. Then we have Emma Frost, which could be annoying. Electro, if you are again lower tier, then could be annoying. Havoc is always a character you want to have on defense. Hitmonkey, as I said, Evan Flow Knockdown, he's pretty good there. And then Hulkbuster is actually also a character that could mess up some people, so I'll place him. Human Torch is another character, I would also place him on some nodes, and like you can basically not use a mystic character against him anyway, so he could be good on defense. And then Invisible Woman, pretty decent defender. MODOK is alright, but we have Magneto, so he can just bypass the auto block, although you can place him on Readable Determination, but I just took him there and it's not even that hard. And then we have do we have anyone else who's annoying? Punisher 2099 with Flow maybe, and I wouldn't say Sabretooth is annoying anymore. I don't think anyone else. Like all the Spider-Mans, if you are again in lower tier alliance war, then OG Spider-Man, Miles Morales, same with Spider-Man, They are still alright defenders, nothing too great. If you're running flow, then maybe Simbi Supreme. Tigra could be annoying on some nodes. Special animations are really long. People are not used to it. And Warlock is actually a really good defender as well. I find him annoying, and he can make you switch masteries, so that could be something that. And Terrax is also someone who I haven't fought much, but at the same time I don't like to see him on Alliance War. Also Wolverine Weapon X, extremely rare, but he is a character and you can see him in high tier war as a boss as well. So that is pretty much going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, have a nice day. Like the video if you enjoyed it, share with your alliance, and hopefully you have an amazing Alliance War season, whatever season it is. But yeah, bye bye, take care and stay safe.